Hi, my name's Haley, and I am the manager of School and Teacher Partnerships at Cincinnati Museum Center. I want to take some time today to share a favorite book and a fun activity. The book is called Frederick by Leo Leonni.
Frederick by Leo Leonni. All along the meadow where the cows grazed and the horses ran there was an old stone wall. In that wall, not far from the barn and the granary, a chatty family of field mice had their home. But the farmers had moved away, the barn was abandoned, and the granary stood empty. And since winter was not far off, the little mice began to gather corn and nuts and wheat and straw. They all worked day and night, all except Frederick. "Frederick, why don't you work?" they asked. "I do work," said Frederick. "I gather sun rays for the cold, dark winter days." And when they saw Frederick sitting there staring at the meadow, they said, "And now, Frederick?" "I gather colors," answered Frederick simply, "for winter is gray." And once Frederick seemed half asleep, "Are you dreaming, Frederick?" they asked reproachfully. But Frederick said, "Oh no, I am gathering words, for the winter days are long and many and will run out of things to say." And winter days came, and when the first snow fell, the 5 little field mice took to their hideout in the stones. In the beginning there was lots to eat, and the mice told stories of foolish foxes and silly cats. They were a happy family. But little by little they had nibbled up most of the nuts and berries. The straw was gone and the corn was only a memory. It was cold in the wall and no one felt like chatting. Then they remembered what Frederick had said about sun rays and colors and words. "What about your supplies, Frederick?" they asked. "Close your eyes," said Frederick, as he climbed on a big stone. "Now I send you the rays of the sun. Do feel how their golden glow." And as Frederick spoke of the sun, the 4 little mice began to feel warmer. Was it Frederick's voice? Was it magic? "And how about the colors, Frederick?" they asked anxiously. "Close your eyes again," Frederick said, and when he told them of the blue periwinkles, the red poppies, and the yellow wheat, and the green leaves of the berry bush, they saw the colors as clearly as if they'd been painted in their minds. "And the words, Frederick?" Frederick cleared his throat. Waiting a moment, and then, as if from a stage, he said, "Who scatters snowflakes? Who melts the ice? Who spoils the weather? Who makes it nice? Who grows the 4-leaf clover in June? And who dims the daylight? Who lights the moon? 4 little field mice who live in the sky, 4 little field mice like you and I. One is the spring mouse who turns on the showers, then comes the summer who paints in the flowers. The fall mouse is next with walnuts and wheat, and winter is last with cold little feet. Aren't we lucky the seasons are 4? Think of a year with 1 less or 1 more." When Frederick had finished, they all applauded. "But Frederick, you are a poet." Frederick blushed, took a bow, and said shyly, "I know it."
Frederick's story makes me think about collecting things for the future. And considering how beautiful it is outside, I think we should get out there, collect some flowers, and put them in a flower press. That way, in colder days, we can look back on all the beautiful plants that arrive in the spring. So today I just walked into my front yard and I found that we were growing some really beautiful purple flowers. So here is one, and I picked this right off of a bush of other flowers. And when I do it, I just use my thumbnail and my pointer finger and I just kind of pinch it off right at the bottom so that I don't have to pull it out of the plant. I also found this other purple flower in that same area. So what I'm gonna do is take a piece of paper, and I just cut a piece of paper and then I folded it in half. And I'm just gonna place these flowers right here in it. And then what you can do is close it up just like a book and use cardboard to help press it down. So I cut these pieces of cardboard straight from a box, and I have 2 of them. Now I like to just take a rubber band, wrap it around, and leave it for a few days, and then when you return to it, you will have a pressed flower. So here are the same flowers a few days later. Let's see if I can get you a good view. You know, sometimes you can tape them down if you'd like them to stay. And then one of my favorite things is kind of going through on the other side of the paper and describing them. Maybe where I found them, what day it was, what colors they were in case the colors fade. I even went through our bookshelf and found this book, which may or may not be a helpful tool. I wonder what you could have hiding in your bookshelf that could help you identify plants, or there's always the trusty internet if that helps you, or a knowledgeable parent. So I hope you have fun making flower presses and enjoying this beautiful spring weather. Best of luck from the Museum Center.